Swami Vivekananda would give the example of the game of bridge. Cards, people play a game. Now, we have not invented that game, nor have we designed the cards, and nor have we made the rules of the game, and nor can we control the dealing of the cards. The cards are going to be dealt, the players, they cannot control that. But the player can play a good game, or a skillful player will play a good game, and a bad player will end up playing a bad game. And it can even happen that a person who's got bad cards, but he's got the intelligence, he's skillful. With bad cards, he can play a good game, and a person with good cards can end up playing a bad game. So, the interplay of destiny and free will, as I said to you, it's something which is pretty complex, but nevertheless, we can understand a little bit with these examples. For instance, if you get money out of the blue, people win lottery tickets, right? And they buy. They are in a habit. Every month they buy one. And a person, two friends, they always bought a ticket. One person won. And the other person thinks, oh no, I'm so unlucky, I missed by one number. Yes, you will miss by one number. And the person who got the money, that luck is destiny. He didn't do anything. He didn't work for it. He just got money on a silver plate without any work. People born in rich families. Now, the person who got this money, up to this point is his destiny. Just as I mentioned to you, the game of bridge, you didn't invent the game, you didn't invent the rules, you couldn't control the cards. Up to that is destiny. How you are going to play the game? Free will. In the same way, the money that you got, or even if some rich uncle has left you some money, that's destiny. What are you going to do with that money? Are you going to invest it? Make more money? Are you going to eat, drink, and be merry? Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Or are you going to deposit it in the bank and look at your passbook? I've got so much money. Or are you going to give it into charity? Now that is free will. That's going to determine your future. You're going to shape your future by your decision. Now this doctrine of karma is tied up with the doctrine of rebirth or reincarnation. I was mentioning to you, because of free will, we have to be very careful. That which is a blessing to us, blessing in sense, we can be liberated from suffering forever and at the same time attain that supreme divine bliss, if we utilize this free will in the right direction. But if we do not utilize it in the right direction, then it can be the greatest curse for us, because we will go down, and not only will we lose this human life, but for millions of lives we will not get the human form. That means there are millions of lives. There is rebirth. Man is tied by the chain of law of karma to the wheel of rebirth. There are some religions that do not accept reincarnation or rebirth, although I mentioned to you that more and more people in the world today are accepting this doctrine of karma and rebirth because it makes life meaningful. But there are religions that totally deny this. They say that our present existence, this is our first entrance into life, and after death, no more. Now, if we accept this, it seems totally unfair. I want you to use your mind right here. It's totally unfair because it does not explain the disparity that we see in the world. Some people are born poor, some born rich. Some people are born healthy and some people are born diseased. Some people are born ugly, some people beautiful. Some people born duffers and some intelligent. How do you account for that? And not only that, these religions, as I said, they say that if you perform even one bad action, you will be doomed to hell forever. It is eternal damnation. What do we see in the world? People do both good and bad. Nobody is totally good and nobody is totally bad. If one deed, one wrong thing that you do is never going to be forgiven, then you will totally lose the incentive to ever do good. What's the point? But the doctrine of karma, it explains to you why there is disparity in this world. This is not the first entrance. We have been revolving in this cycle of birth and death, and it is due to our past actions. There is an explanation. And not only that, whatever good we do in this life, it is not wasted. If we are not able to reach home means attain that supreme divine bliss, the divine love in this life, then we come back again and we resume our spiritual journey from the very point that we had left unfinished. See how fair it is? It's not wasted at all. You start right from that point, not like material education. Spiritual education is different. Material education, I was the topmost scholar in the University of Cambridge. And when you're born again, start from ABCD. You've got to start back from scratch. I had PhDs in 10 subjects. So what? You're born a duffer. If you have an ego of your education, you misuse it, you might become a duffer in the next life. But spiritual education, spiritual earning that we have, it stays with you. That's the only thing that stays with us. That's what we take when we leave this world. This unfair philosophy of some of the religions that said this is our first entrance into life, this made a German philosopher, Schopenhauer, he said that if any Asiatic were to ask me a definition of Europe, I would be forced to answer that it is that part of the world that suffers from the incredible delusion that man was created out of nothing, and this is his first entrance into life. See, he was so critical about it. Now, coming back to this doctrine of rebirth or reincarnation, we have two evidences in support of this doctrine. One is the record of people who have actually remembered their past lives. It has been proved. So we have record of people who have remembered their past lives. That is one form of evidence. And the second is the scriptures. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. 4th chapter, 5th verse. Arjuna, I have had many lives and so have you. Adi Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, in this reference, he's written very beautiful poetry. It's very popular. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, Punarapi janani jathare shayanam iha sansare khaludustare. Born again and again, dying again and again, entering the mother's womb again and again. It goes on. Even Christianity, the Bible talks about it. In the Bible, it is said that Jesus Christ was referred to by King Herod as John the Baptist come back. And John the Baptist was referred to as Elijah the prophet come back. When Jesus Christ treated a blind man, his disciples, his followers asked him whether his blindness was due to his past sins. At another place, there's not one reference, many. The Lord is saying that one who overcometh, I shall make him a pillar in the temple of God. And the exact words I don't remember, but it says that for that person, there will be no coming back. That means for other people, there is a coming back, definitely. A lot of Western thinkers and philosophers, they all accepted rebirth as far back as Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, Emerson, Tolstoy. The list is endless. Benjamin Franklin, they all accepted rebirth. Socrates said that, I'm confident that there is such a thing as living again. He said that the souls of the dead are in existence. Even Emerson said he believed that the soul is immortal. He said as the soul comes from without into the human body in a temporary abode, it goes out. In fact, our body is rejuvenated every 7 years. Did you know that? It's like you have a new body. Every 7 years it's replaced. Of course, the soul remains the same. Listen to what Plato said. Plato said that those who are violent, those people who are unjust, they will be born as wolves and hawks. So be careful. Those people who are blind followers of tradition, just because everybody is doing it in the world, they have to do it. I mean, they don't want to, but what will people say? They just blindly follow. So they are going to end up becoming bees or ants. He said those people who are drunkards, what are they going to be? They are going to be asses in the next life. So people who misutilize this precious human form to fulfill their animalistic desires, what happens to them? In their next life, they are given a body which would be perfectly suited to fulfill these desires which they have cultivated in the human form. For example, food. Some people all day they only think about food, food, food. They live to eat. Whatever they do, food becomes the mainstay. Like for instance, they do a lot of research, I tell you. They'll tell you, you know, the best coffee, you go there. You want to have the best hamburger, that's the right place. You want to have the best chicken, you go there. It's perfect. That's the research they've done. Chinese food, that's useless. You go there. And not only that, that governs even the flight they're going to take. The best food, you must take British Airways. Even when they go shopping, it has to be a place where they can get good food. So their whole life revolves around food. Now what happens is, they're going to get a body suited to this desire. Because in human life, there is a limit to the amount you can eat. And there is also, you could say, a restriction to what you can eat. You know, very often, sometimes we overindulge and end up with indigestion, and we have ulcers and problems. So human beings cannot eat what they want to and how much they want to. So next life, you know what they're going to get? I don't have to say that. So life, it's not that we will be human beings again. It all depends upon our karma. A lot of writers have referred to this business of rebirth. An Arabic writer, he said, life is a book. The first and last page is missing. Even the book of scripture of the Muslims, the Quran, it says that you were dead and he made you live again, and he shall make you to die and make you to live, and in the end he will gather you unto himself. This is a rough translation. That means even the Muslims, the books of scripture, accepts the fact that you have rebirth. A person named William Jones, he's the person who brought Indian philosophy, Hindu philosophy to the West. He wrote about 2 centuries back. He said, I am no Hindu, but I consider the doctrine of the Hindus concerning reincarnation to be incomparably more rational, more pious, and more likely to deter man from vice than those horrible opinions inculcated by the Christians about punishment without end, because you are doomed forever.
जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, 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 जय जय वृंदावन महारानी राधा रानी, जय जय विहरती वृंदावन राधा रानी, जय जय विहरती वृंदावन राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय
राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, राधा रानी,
जय जय ब्रज बनी तनि धन राधा रानी, जय जय ब्रज बनी तनि धन राधा रानी, जय जय ब्रजवासिन धन राधा रानी, जय जय ब्रजवासिन धन राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी,
राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, राधा रानी राधा रानी,
जय जय अवधर दानी राधा रानी, जय जय अवधर दानी राधा रानी, जय जय ब्रज रस खानी राधा रानी, जय जय 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 राधा रानी,
राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, राधे
जय जय मोहन मोहिनी राधा रानी, जय कृपालु मोहिनी राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी, जय राधा रानी, जय राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी,
राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी,
जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, जय जय 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 राधा रानी,
राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी, ओ जय जय राधा रानी राधा रानी राधा रानी।